All right. We I think we were pretty successful yesterday. I got to wait for, like you said, we got to wait for Bill to get in here. But everything kind of Inter, your guys, your brother scored, right?
Yeah, but I was scored. He had a
Lukaku
shot.
scored.
He had a shot. It was on target.
Yeah, and
It went in.
Lakers were close game. The Hawks stunned the Heat, and then the Manchester City. That whole thing is. I talk a little bit about this because I just read a report that Sadio Mane punched Leroy Sané in the mouth after the match. That that Bayern team is a mess. I just, it's a weird league. They get everybody's best player and all this stuff, but that Bayern team just reminds me a little bit of like Liverpool right now, where Liverpool is at. Like they still have some talent, but like getting older, newer. These guys are getting older, and the game I think is changing. You see the resurgence of Italy, and maybe Bayern might get left behind in this thing now because you got the Premier League teams, the nation states, and some of these other teams. So very interesting. But I don't know at this point now. Let me see if I can pull up the future.
I think Bayern is more like Chelsea. They don't have a number 9. They play with Choupo-Moting, but when he's out, and he's not like he's pretty good, but he's not Lewandowski.
Bayern Munich's now plus 2,500 to win the Champions League. Manchester City went from plus 250 to plus 100 in one day. They've been the best team.
Yeah, they'll be favorites until they're out of the Champions League. That's
yeah. Right now, just let me kind of present this because just show you what's going on here with some of this. With the Premier League, they're minus 130. With the FA Cup, they are minus 175. Manchester United plus 250, Brighton plus 600. Really, right now, I mean, it's up to Arsenal and Manchester United possibly to stop the treble. I don't know. I mean, look, once again, down the road, everything's going to change because everybody knows they've been doing it the wrong way and blah 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 and this and that. But if they finally, I just don't know. I think Napoli is the only team, maybe Napoli or Real Madrid, maybe the only teams that could stop them from winning the Champions League. I don't know.
Yesterday you predicted Napoli Real Madrid final.
Yeah,
I remember correctly.
I still look. I still think, as good as this team is, Bayern's not great. That league is not great. The Bundesliga. I still think. Chelsea over 2 legs or Real Madrid. I think it's going to be Real Madrid. I still think over 2 legs, Real Madrid is a tricky proposition. Manchester City has to get past them to get to the final, and they will have earned that. I forget where that. I want to see where the second leg is, or the first leg. Sorry. When the draw happened, a few all matches. Semifinals, first leg. Ugh. Come on, man. I forget which happened with the semi. Okay, so winners of quarterfinal 4. So Napoli would host Inter, winner of quarterfinal 1. Real Madrid would host Manchester City in the first leg. I think there. So be
I
big.
don't think this really matters. I'll tell you, it was about some of today's games. Uh, yeah, Milan Napoli. Now I have each of the last three games. Oh no, sorry. Each of the last seven games was won by the visiting team.
Milan and Napoli.
Yeah, head-to-head clashes. Each of the previous seven head-to-head clashes was won.
I think Napoli wins this today pretty easily. That's a pretty decent odds. I just think for Real Madrid in the semis, if they get through Chelsea, I would think you want to play City at home first, get a little advantage, and then you could play. But I don't know if it's going to matter because away goals don't matter. But I just think sometimes psychologically, play at home, get an advantage. But look, I don't know. Bayern. The craziest thing about this whole thing is Bayern is favored in the next game against Manchester City. You just watched that destruction yesterday. It could have been like 6. I don't understand. Like Manchester City's not going to let up.
I said it yesterday. If they keep play the football they can without thinking too much, they can win by 3, 4, 5. It happened, but I think they're Bayern are not capable of turning it around.
Just what, I wanted to post this quickly too because it's just something
they rely on their history, but they don't have the quality right now.
The Premier League is coming to America in the summer. I just wanted to show you this schedule real quick. Here's the teams: Villa, Brentford, Brighton, Chelsea.
I saw it.
So they're coming to Philly July 22nd and 23rd, and I know Manchester United. I'm hoping Manchester United is playing on the 22nd in thing because it wouldn't be. I wouldn't mind going to see
the International Champions Cup.
No, this is different. It's something different.
This is just the Premier League, but I think
this is the Premier League.
But the International Champions.
Yeah, the International Cup will be Manchester United, Arsenal. So, half the Premier League teams are going to be in America. But it's pretty cool because on Sunday, July 23rd, Fulham's playing Brentford at 4 o'clock at Lincoln Financial Field. And then there's a double header on the same pitch at 7. Newcastle plays Aston Villa. So you could, look, it's 3 weeks before the season. You're not going to see, all the players are going to be back. But, most of the players will be there. And you're going to get to see, back-to-back games, which you don't see too often. There's another game on the 28th, Brighton and Newcastle at Red Bull Arena in Harrison, New Jersey. So I just wanted to show that because, my team's not there, but, they will be. They'll be over here. And I think, it's just something pretty cool for the fans over here because, not every team gets to go.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure as of now, but until recently, United with Real was the most visited game.
115,000.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's look. I know.
It was a friendly.
Yeah. I know from from the stuff. We talk about all fair and the sporting stuff that sent. Some of the football links that I put up. These stories are. I was writing in the Premier League. I started writing in the newspaper 10 years ago. That's how I got started writing. I was writing a Premier League column, and it's building. But you go to these things, they have these events in Philly and all over the place. The Premier League, 2-day things in these parks, and 130,000 people go in 2 days. I mean, it's crazy. The Premier League now gets better ratings the big, the most of the time, the Saturday afternoon matches get better ratings than baseball and most basketball games and whatever. So it's just so big. I know the same thing with the Champions League. So
And how good the Clasico rated? The last Clasico.
yeah, it gets. The only thing with the Clasico now is La Liga is on ESPN Plus, which is a streaming site. So like, they don't even put it on the regular thing. So like the Premier League, a lot of their games are on the streaming site on Peacock, but they every Saturday at 12:30. The Saturday morning games are on USA, which is cable or whatever, but the Saturday 12:30 matches are on just regular free to air. For that, if you don't have cable, if you don't have anything, if you have one of those antennas, you can watch it. So the bars and all this stuff. So it gets really good ratings. Manchester United and Arsenal, I think, had maybe 5 million people watching it live. So, baseball games here hockey games get like 800,000, 900,000. I mean, the Premier League, I would think leading up to the World Cup and then after the World Cup, NFL and college football obviously are kings always until whatever happens. And then, I don't know. It's getting close to that. They'll never pass that, but I don't know what would be second now. I would say like the Premier League or like the Champions League. I mean, everybody's big. Everybody's kid now plays it. Like the guys that are across the street. I'm in a big Ukrainian area. Like there's a lot of Ukrainians that live here, even more so, I guess, now after all the stuff. But like, and then there's a lot of people from Portugal in the area or Brazil and stuff right around here. So it's all these kids play and like all the parents over here, their kids play. So like the sport is just going to blow up.
They're football nations.
Yeah, after the World Cup, it's going to go crazy. And the lead up probably 25, 26, when this World Cup happens in America, it's just going to be massive, massive. And then, just kind of like it did in 94, it'll just go to another level. So
yeah, and that what I was thinking recently. Messi still hasn't signed a contract, and with this World Cup on the horizon, I think Major League Soccer will do anything to bring him.
I think, yeah. I mean, they would probably sell a couple franchises to bring him over there. So
whatever it takes.
That's right. Yep. So yeah, no, I think it's pretty interesting stuff. Now these games today, obviously your team is playing.
Yeah.
AC Milan, Napoli, Real Madrid, Chelsea. I mean, there's some games in Argentina playing, but it's CONCACAF. You know what? There's the CONCACAF quarterfinals, which let me see if they played last night. So Los Angeles, LAFC went through 8-0 on aggregate, I think. 8-0 or 6-0? 6-0. They beat Vancouver. Lyon went through against Violet, so they're through to the semis. So it's Lyon and LAFC. Today is Atlas and Philadelphia Union. The Union lead 1-0. That's in Mexico, obviously, and Tigres and Montagua. So I think those games are tonight, but those are clearly afterthoughts compared to this AC Milan Napoli. AC Milan Napoli, the last time they played was 10 days ago, and AC Milan absolutely ran them off the pitch. But like you said, going back, the team that is on the road has won 6 straight back to 2020. The last time there was, Napoli got a 2-2 draw. And in the 2019-2020 season, it was both draws. But the last time a home team actually won was back in 2019. So, probably bodes well for Napoli today.
But maybe it's time for a home team to win finally.
I just, when you look at Napoli today at plus 200.
Well, no, I'm looking now at the head-to-heads, and it's new, 1, new, 1, then 2. The hosting team hasn't scored more than a goal in any of these losses. So imagine. So I will go for Milan to score more than a goal, at least 2 goals, and the same for Chelsea probably, just for the sake of it.
My guy Patron is here. I sent him a link if he wants to come on. Patron, we're talking a little bit of the Champions League today. Tomorrow we'll talk Europa League. But if you want to come on here and join us for a couple minutes, please feel free. And then we're on again at 2. I'll be on again at 2 for a couple minutes today. Just maybe give my pick, but guys, Napoli. I think see what Osimhen shots on target is. Is he out today?
Yeah, I read he will not play.
Wow, maybe that's why the line is the way it is. Okay.
Just a second. 2 goals for Milan, 2-7. Well, 2 goals for Milan is plus 175.
Wow. Vicha is plus 245. Look, this is a different. I thought he was supposed to be back for this game. So if he's not playing today,
well, that's the thing. Before betting on such things, I always wait for the lineups.
Yeah, it's huge.
Kvicha, I'll take a closer look at Kvicha now.
He's ruled out of the champion. It looks like he's ruled out.
Yeah.
Wow. That's big. I still think, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure they go through. If Osimhen doesn't play in this tie, I don't know. I mean, AC Milan could be.
I think Chucky Lozano is quite a good value if he starts for a shot on target.
Yeah. It looks like he's going to here.
Plus 100.
Your game, your team, Real Madrid minus 162, Chelsea plus 475. I mean, this was an unbelievable game at the Bernabeu last year. It was 3-0. It could have been 4 because there was a goal disallowed. But as soon as the goal was disallowed, they scored like a minute later. So whatever. And then Modric scored right away to make it 3-1 and send it to extra time after Madrid won 3-1 in London. So, I thought that was pretty, and then obviously Benzema, of course. Chelsea, just who's going to score? Who are you worried about for Chelsea to score in this game? Or is maybe the answer is no one?
No, I'm not.
João Felix is their main. João Felix.
I will speak like for Real Madrid fans in general, but we should not be worried for anyone scoring. This team can score like 2, 3, 4 goals in 15 minutes. So, but I will not choose an outcome for this game. It can easily end 1-1 or something.
I'll choose for you 3-1 Real Madrid. I just, these are nights Benzema lives for. He's plus 120 to score. Vinicius is plus 190 to score. Benzema just every time they play in the Champions League, Benzema is plus 550 to score 2 goals, which I'm going to take a shot on, I think. I'm not going to throw a lot on it. I'm not throwing $100 like I did. By the way, if you saw my Twitter, hit for Inter. I was talking about Benfica, but Paul convinced me to take Inter, and the shot I took a shot, and they won. So there's that. So, but I don't see any way around this.
No. Chelsea can easily score 2 goals and still lose 4-2 or something like this. Or Real can lose and then win in London. So this game will be like I don't
think it'll be cagey, to be honest. I think I think there's goals in this game. I mean, the over. What do we got? The over 2.5 is basically even money. I mean, minus 109, under 2.5. I think that just goes to maybe say because Chelsea stinks, they don't have anybody that can score. Havertz or João Felix is plus 275. Havertz plus 380. Sterling plus 440. I have no confidence Sterling scores. Mason Mount maybe plus 600. Havertz does score big goals. He scored in the Champions League final. But they're such a mess. I think Chelsea just needs this season to be over.
Yeah.
It's weird because they really need to win the Champions League to get back in. But they really just need the season to be over. Just hit a reset and just, work in the summer, get some mesh. I mean, they're trying to sign more players, and just like more players isn't the answer. You need to sign the player. You need to focus on the players you have and get them to get. You can't just keep buying players. I
don't know how they see the future, like in the next 2 or 3 years, because with this kind of spending, how are they going to balance the books? I have no clue. But all the Premier League teams, they have their tools. Like City, not all the Premier League teams. City and PSG, it's not all the Premier League teams. But so
he's, the Lukaku is on loan, right?
Yeah.
So he's not the worst. Like he wouldn't be the worst. I mean, he didn't work, and whatever. He was real good at West Brom. He wouldn't be the worst player. Just bring him back, see if it works. You have.
I think it will work pretty good.
But yeah, like he's whatever. He was okay. He's just okay, but like he'll be if they bring the players they have back on loan. And
I'm not sure if they have a buyback option on Tammy Abraham. They sold him for sure, but I don't know about a buyback option because he's doing pretty well. Not this season.
They have an 80 million buyback clause for Tammy Abraham valid in the summer. But look, if you're buying Tammy Abraham back for 80 million euros, like this guy, I mean, I don't even know. Look, if they finish 10th and they might not be able to buy all these players because you got to balance the books at some point. You got 57 players, like financial fair play, all this stuff. I mean, there's no teeth to it, but you can't just go out. I mean, you can't really just do it. So they're going to have to sell a lot of players, and it is what it is. But, for me, if I was them, I would bring Lukaku. I'm not sold on Lukaku, but just bring him back and say, look, you know what? Hey, we got let me see the chickens. Oh boy, we got more chickens. Yeah, I'll come over. We're talking about the game. Yeah, chickens. More chickens. I think that wouldn't be terrible, but look, I just for today, I just don't know where the goals are going to come from. Real Madrid is, to me, I mean, Benzema is, and Vini and this. I mean, they might be able to run circles, but if they play everybody behind the ball and try to shut it down, maybe it works for today. But
yeah, Real every now and then Real have their games like last season because Chelsea's team has not changed that much.
yeah,
And they scored 3. Let me see who scored.
what are your? I was gonna say,
So Mason Mount, whoa, well, yeah, two of the last season 3 goal scorers for Chelsea are out, and in fact one is with Real now, Rudiger.
yeah, nah, it's not happening. What are your thoughts on the? I know you talked about Lakers 8.5 is too much. They actually they just about survived. The Timberwolves really, they scored 12 points in the fourth quarter. They were really playing well, and the Hawks beat the Heat. So now those two teams have to play. The teams that lost, the Heat have to play the winner, and the Timberwolves have to play a winner. But what are your thoughts here on the most of this? The Hawks got to play the Celtics. The Lakers got to play the Grizzlies. To be honest, I think the Grizzlies want no part of that series.
Well, Dylan Brooks just said that he's very much looking into it.
I mean, you look at this, the present this screen here.
But I think the Lakers they can go as far as the second round.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not real confident in Memphis. Here, the games for Saturday are all set now. Nets Sixers series. Sixers home court. Hawks Celtics. If the Hawks play the way they did last night, that could be interesting. If they don't play like that, that's gonna be a short series. Cleveland and New York, the Knicks. Look, it's all about is Randall healthy?
That's a good matchup.
Yeah, the Knicks played well against the Cavs in the regular season, but the Cavs are pretty good. The Warriors Kings we talked about yesterday. What a series that's going to be. Really, really similar teams. The Warriors are atrocious on the road and unbelievable at home, but that was the regular season. Nobody cares about the regular season. They weren't ready for that stuff. Sean, what do you think about Napoli today plus 170? Bill, we talked a little bit about it. I'm not sure. Yeah, Bill, you know what? I switched off that, to be honest. I didn't really like that game. The more I thought about it, and the more I talked to the guys over there in Portugal.
Bill, what are you saying? Benfica worked. They did. It wasn't over 2.5 goals. Barella had a shot.
Yeah, this stuff. I hope you had Bill. I hope you had the Timberwolves in that game. I'll probably step away from that Napoli game today. Although Lozano is be all right, but Osman's so good. I'd probably back away. I've seen it at plus 200. I want to see the lineup first just to confirm, because if he plays, whatever. I like Real Madrid. I like Benzema to score. I might take a shot. I just said earlier, I might take a shot at Benzema to score 2 goals at plus 500, plus 550 or whatever. It's a big game player. I'm not sold on this Chelsea team. I think Lampard might try to make him play, and if it's open, it could be ugly. The basketball games tonight. Raptors, Bulls, no feel. Zion is cleared to play.
Yeah, but doesn't want to play.
But doesn't want to play. So I might take a shot on the Thunder, although the Pelicans haven't been bad.
I was looking at the Thunder.
He said your prediction for Lukaku was good. Yeah. Hey, listen, Bill. This guy Polo, he knows what he's talking about. He knows some stuff about the game. So make sure
I saw Josh Giddey's line for assists. That's what I liked tonight.
for which team?
For
Thun-
the Thunder,
yeah, Thunder. Okay.
OKC. It was
There you go, Bill.
just a second.
How many? What is it? Over 4.5?
Over 5.5.
5.5. Okay. Bill's on both dogs tonight, which I think is probably. Look, I mean, it's the dogs are probably the better play here because I just, these games probably aren't going to be blowouts. I just think you're probably going to be come down to a tight game. If you know the NBA, they want them to be tight. So I think that's probably a good play. Okay, so Bill, we'll be back, and Patron will be back. I'll be back at 2:00. We'll be on same channel here on YouTube and stuff. We'll go over some more of this stuff. I'll be on for about 15 minutes, and we'll be back. Amadeus is going to join us tomorrow because we're going to talk some different games. We're going to talk some Europa League and some Europa Conference League. There's a lot of games tomorrow. There's 8 games tomorrow. So and just in Europe. So we'll talk about that. So any final thoughts ahead of today?
No. Let's go, Real.
Right. Let's go, Real, and let's see if Benjamin scores. So we will be back tomorrow. Make sure you join us. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
Oh, we got one more comment. Why don't you like Napoli? I just think Osimhen is he's just such a I don't think they're like City. They're very good. Look, but they're not like Holland where they have these other goal scorers all around. Osimhen's the main guy. Like if it would be like if Osimhen was on Chelsea and you took him out of the lineup, like who's going to score the goals for them?
Their focus is in Italy only.
And they just lost 4-0 to Milan, so it's just a little bit weary. If Osimhen was playing, I would love him. They were like plus 125. Now that he's not playing, I'll just be a little caught. I still think they advance, but I would just be a little more cautious today. I think Real Madrid is clearly the better bet today. But that's just me. So, all right. We will see you tomorrow.